Hi everybody, it's Phil Kerner, the Tool and Die Guy, and I have a confession to make. I've been putting videos up on YouTube and at my membership site, thetoolandieguy.com, for over 5 years now. And one of the things I haven't gotten really into is injection mold making. And if you were to look around YouTube tonight, I did before I came on here tonight, just as I suspected, I've done this before, not a lot out there, and there's a reason for that. Very difficult trade. And you know, over the years, as I've posted over 300 videos, most of my stuff has been on setups and measurement. I don't get into speeds and feeds a lot because it's so subjective as to what you're doing and the equipment you have. I don't mind answering questions on it, but it's tough to teach it if I don't know what you're doing. So I kind of stick to the fundamentals of the trade. But working as more of a not production, but a specialty machinist and prototype guy lately, I've done most of my videos on that. And there's a reason for that. So let's look at a few things. Here's a couple parts that I've done over the years. This was a pretty difficult part here, okay? The company had run out of castings and they asked us to produce this. And the only way we could get the material, this started off as an 8-inch round. Pretty tough part. It was ended up making about 150 of these, but saved the company, the customer, they needed these. But the level of difficulty in this one was probably an 8 or 9 because of the amount of setups and tolerances, but it all fit on one drawing. Then another part, this was a prototype for the same reason. The company ran out of castings and we needed to make several of these. And this started off as a solid block of steel, and the trick with this one was not to paint myself into a corner. And I can't remember why I put Dykem on this thing, but this was again cut out of a solid piece of steel, and again the difficulty on this one was probably again at least an 8 as far as setups and not trapping yourself. Again, one drawing. And then finally a very simple looking part, but this one fits on one drawing. 6 setups to get this done. Okay, now let's go into injection mold making for a second. Here's a mold that I built, and I've got several parts hanging around here that I've saved for almost 20 years to run you guys through this process. Little toy gas nozzle that's been sonic welded together, so there was a left and a right here. Okay, pretty simple, but the difference is 20 drawings. Would you even know where to start? I don't think most guys would, and there's a reason for that. That's why we went through an 8,000-hour apprenticeship. You know, I can open this pack today, and the only reason I know there's 20 drawings, I counted them, and maybe I'll get caught by surprise, but I don't think so. So what I'm going to do is take you guys through how a mold maker, a tool maker / mold maker, attacks a project, because we're part designers, part machinists, and part engineers, and part project manager. We usually don't build every part of an injection mold. So this is going to be my next series, and I'm going to throw a video up underneath this one, and we're going to go through this packet of prints, and you can kind of see what injection mold making is all about. Again, I found a few videos. There's one that's about 13 minutes long, I think, and the guy does a nice job of explaining the process. The rest of them are kind of like advertisements for shops, and that's great, no problem there. But nobody's really teaching you guys the elements of what goes into an injection mold and what we think about as soon as we open a package of prints like this, and they tell you you have 6 weeks to build it. So let's get started. We'll see you on the next video.